Hello, it's really wonderful to have you still with us. You know, we go all over Explore Tulsa, witnessing the Tulsa growth each and every week.
And as exciting as it is to see all of our progress, there are families that could really still use our help.
And these families are Tulsans that, for one reason or another, have come on hard times and forget about toys for their kids at the holidays.
That's right. These kids just need food and diapers.
And since 1977, the Emergency Infant Services of Tulsa has been addressing those needs.
It costs $300,000 to raise a kid from 0 to 18, and that's not including any private schools or any college tuition. And so a large part of that has to be in the first 5 years. And there's a gap in services for people that may not have the means or may not have a job that pays well enough to be able to cover the cost of diapers. And they're on formula the first year of their life, and then diapers the first 3 years. And so if they have more than one kid in the house, it can be taxing on any income. Emergency Infant Services started as a volunteer project at a Second Presbyterian Church when it was in existence 39 years ago. And there was a need, there was a gap in services for parents after having a baby. There not used to be paid maternity leave back 39 years ago. And so they created an organization ran by volunteers at that time, and we became a nonprofit in January of 1977 and still have the same mission that we started with 39 years ago, providing basic services for people who have children newborn through 5 years of age.
Many of our clients don't have the basic needs. They come in here without even a bed for them to sleep on, let alone their baby. So do I think the needs are higher? Yes, I think we are growing. There's a real divide in probably the population right now. It's very difficult for people to get by or on $10 an hour, and that's what many of our clients have. That's what they're earning or less.
Tulsa is very philanthropic, and we live in a great city for that. I think what's surprising is that how many people in our community also are on the other end of that spectrum. And so we serve 17,000 kids, which is about 38% of the federal poverty guideline for people having children newborn through 5 years of age. 98% of our clientele are what we consider the working poor, so they have jobs and they're just having trouble making ends meet. And so we try to alleviate the barriers to getting service, and so they have to have a child newborn through 5 years of age. They just have to show a picture ID and then also proof of their child's birth, so either a WIC paperwork or a birth certificate, and then they sign up, and then we help with basic needs, so formula, food, diapers, clothing like you're seeing here behind me, and cribs and car seats is what we help with. We also, they meet with a volunteer interviewer, and the volunteer interviewer sees if there's more long-term sustainable needs that we can maybe give them a referral to kind of help them after they've come and see us.
Well, I have several stories, but I suppose the one that was the most meaningful to me was a young couple came in. They had a baby about 5 months old, and they were very interested in this baby. So I was taking information about them, and as I talked to them, the baby began to cry. Cried and just got louder and louder. So I said to the father, I wonder if the baby is hungry. And he said, oh yes. He hasn't eaten for 2 days. He said, we've walked here, and they had walked about 5 miles to get to Emergency Infant Services with this child that had not eaten. So immediately we got something for the baby. We helped them with everything they needed, and I suppose that's probably one of the most meaningful.
I couldn't imagine a child going without, food or clothing, and so it's an easy mission to get behind, and we're a volunteer-driven organization. I only have 15 employees, so we have 95 active volunteers that kind of help us do what we do each day. So it's a very infectious, it's very worthwhile in what we do, and you leave at the end of the day knowing that you've made a difference even with one child, and it makes you feel good.